What's going on, everyone? And thank you for tuning in. It is another edition of Stateside Footy. And of course, I'm your host, Steve Silver. What can I say, man? This is the world's smallest soccer podcast on the internet, and we're back at it. Tonight, obviously, U.S. versus Costa Rica in the second friendly of this January camp. And I got to be honest with you, man, I'm completely fired up. Dude, I love these live streams. It's an opportunity to see, obviously, the red, white, and blue do their thing. And, of course, in this edition, it's almost MLS edition because, of course, January camp is a non-FIFA window. So a lot of guys that you're seeing are going to be domestic players that we usually see in Major League Soccer, which is fine with me. I'm a big fan of Camp Cupcake. I know a lot of people call it Camp Cupcake. I think it's actually a little disrespectful to call it that. But that being said, it is what it is. For me, and especially knowing the national team the way that I know this national team, a lot of these players are excited to be here because this is an opportunity to stake their claim to rosters in the future, whether that be Nations League coming up, whether that be the Gold Cup later this summer, or even the 2026 World Cup roster. It starts with the January camp, and there's a long history of a lot of guys who used the January camp as a springboard to make World Cup rosters. And tonight's not going to be any different. There's a couple guys on the pitch, specifically guys like Diego Luna. And of course, his name always gets brought up for his creativity, his ability, his technical ability with the ball at his feet. He brings something a little bit different. Now this is an opportunity for him to make a claim with Mauricio Pochettino that he should be involved in rosters in the future. Guys like Brian Gutierrez, who I've been watching this dude ever since he was with the youth national teams, and this dude is absolutely 100% money. So it's going to be interesting to see those two guys on the field today. And of course, with the friendly that just happened against Venezuela, guys like Jack McGlynn, who's one of my favorite players in MLS because he's so technically gifted with that left foot of his, and he's so solid, dude. He's so solid. He made a nice impression against that game with against Venezuela. I actually love everything about this January camp, but anyway, let's move on because before we get to this friendly in this live stream, there's a few things that we have to talk about. Number one, this camp was without Jesus Ferreira, the Seattle Sounders' new number 9. He wasn't injured, folks. I know that there was talk that he may have been dealing with a small injury. There was no injury. There just wasn't enough time in the offseason from when that transaction happened, going from Seattle to Dallas. So essentially how this works is if you're a professional athlete and you get traded or you sign with somebody, you have to move. That stuff happens. And you're going from basically Texas to Seattle. You have to go to that new town, get a new place, set up shop. All of that takes time. He didn't want to come to January camp because it was going to cut into that. Then once you get established in a new city, then all of a sudden now you have the preseason with the Seattle Sounders, and of course they're in Spain. And he wanted to make himself available for the Seattle Sounders. And of course, this is a big season for them as well, too. A lot of things going on with them. So he took himself out of the mix. And of course, Jackson Reagan wasn't a part of this camp, although he probably should have. Seattle said, listen, man, we want him to be with the first team squad in Spain instead of this January camp, which was actually a shame because these are the type of things that rub players the wrong way. It's going to be interesting. We have Ariana Jimenez Vargas. Hola, Ariana. Hi, Sularos desde Costa Rica. Absolutely. Welcome to the program tonight. Before we get into this, and of course, we're going to give the lineups in just a few moments. Kickoff is going to be in about 20 minutes. I wanted to talk about something related to the U.S. men's national team because this one kind of hit. And it kind of pissed me off a little bit. And this involves U.S. men's national team left back John Tolkin. For those that don't know, John Tolkin just made the transfer to Europe. He's going from the New York Red Bulls to Holstein Klein of the Bundesliga, a team that's in the relegation zone. And so he's going over there to help Holstein Klein try to stay above the drop. And of course, this is a team that does not spend a lot of money. As a matter of fact, John Tolkin is their record signing. I think it was like $3.5 million. Not a lot of money in terms of world football, but certainly for that team. And apparently, the Ultras are mad at him because apparently John Tolkin liked social media posts that goes against, I guess, the norms of the Ultras. So things that allude to flat earth, transgender, and some of these other things he liked. He didn't comment on these posts. So he didn't actually put his opinion out into the world. He just liked posts. Now, the way that comes down for me is simple. And I know that you guys have, maybe some of you guys have this thing too, where you're scrolling on social media and you see things that make you chuckle. Not because you agree with them, but they just kind of make you chuckle, so you'll throw a like at it because it's funny. It doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with some of these views. Now, I don't know if this is what John was going through John Tolkin's mind, but apparently the Ultras in Holstein Kiel did not like the fact that he liked certain posts. So the people who, maybe his publicist, I don't know, the people that are around John Tolkin thought it might be a good idea to apologize. The problem with that, though, is once you start apologizing to, the woke mob, you lose. And I'm not really trying to make this political, but the reality is once you start apologizing, you lose because you're going to be on your knees forever because apologizing is never just going to be good enough. There's no reason to apologize for something that you did not do wrong. And again, John Tolkin didn't express his opinions. He just liked social media posts without any type of context. And it's the wrong message because this, at the end of the day, this is just about football. Had he come out and just said, listen, this is not about anything political. I just happened to scrolling on social media. I saw something that made me chuckle. I throw a couple likes at it. It's not the end of the world. But that being said, I'm American. I come from a country that has freedom of speech, and we also have the freedom to express opinions. And if these are some of the opinions that you hold, fair enough. They're not opinions that I hold. And at the end of the day, this is about football. So when it pertains to football, every time that I pull on a Holstein Kiel jersey, I am going to give you 100% of the time, all the time, and that's it. There's no need to apologize for things that you did nothing wrong. And of course, now we're hearing that the Ultras of Holstein Kiel, that's not good enough for them. Well, of course it's not good enough for them. And this is and John Tolkin is I guess their big historic signing. And now this is the first impression. Had he just played it right and just said, hey, listen, man, I was scrolling on social media. I saw things that were funny. It made me laugh. I don't agree with these views. It's just social media. And you leave it at that and just, stay on track, man. Just keep it about football and just make sure that you have that messaging of every single time I put on your shirt, I'm going to give it 100% all the time. You're going to like my game. I'm going to help this club stay up. That's it. But because he apologized, it opened up a bigger can of worms. And again, this is the first impression. It's not a good one. Hopefully it works out for him. And hopefully he goes over there and starts ripping it up in Germany because that's the hope. But still, a lot of tension surrounding John Tolkin, and it didn't necessarily have to go down this way. And I'm always that type of dude that's like, if you're not hurting anybody, then why are you apologizing? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Anyway, all right, so let's get into the lineup tonight. The U.S. versus Costa Rica. Going into this match, we knew that Mauricio Pochettino actually had this match as the tougher of the two between Venezuela and Costa Rica. I kind of dig Costa Rica starting 11. I think it's kind of interesting. But that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Let Let me pull this up real quick. All right. For the United States, Zach Steffen is going to be in net. And, I don't know how you feel about Zach Steffen, but it is what it is. I think a lot of people were assuming maybe Patrick Schulte was going to see another one, but it is what it is. The back line for the United States is going to be Miles Robinson at right back. Walker Zimmerman and Tim Ream will take the center back positions, and Jones will be at left back. The double pivot is going to be Anelli and Ben Kramaski. The forward line is going to be Vasilev, Diego Luna, Brian Gutierrez, and up top will be White. Not anything that I think when everybody was planning this one, I thought maybe Jack McGlynn might get another look after the performance against Venezuela, but it was not meant to be. But outside of that, it's a pretty solid starting 11 for the United States. For Costa Rica, in net will be Alvarado. The back line is going to be Bolaños Davis, Vanderputten, Ferron, Quiros. The forward line is going to be Mora, Parkins, Braun, Perez Arias. Up top will be James and Rojas. It's going to be interesting, man. One of the things that I'm looking to see is if the U.S. is going to get tested tonight. Because one of the things that Costa Rica is going to throw at you is going to be a lot of speed. The ability to utilize space is something that Costa Rica might not be, I guess, one of the greatest teams in the world, but one of the things that they do bring at you is some pace. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this back four is going to be able to handle this. Are they going to be tactically accountable in closing down space? What are some of the things that they're going to be able to do 1v1? Are they going to be aggressive? Are they going to be tenacious? All of that is going to be all that's obviously going to be put out there tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I actually think this is going to be quite the test for the U.S. men's national team. Certainly, Costa Rica is better than Venezuela. But mainly for me, the two names that I'm looking at the most is going to be Diego Luna and Brian Gutierrez, specifically Diego Luna, in the context of what we know so far with the U.S. men's national team, because Malik Tillman is out. For those who haven't heard, Malik Tillman hurt his ankle, and so the head coach of PSV out there in the Eredivisie came out and basically said he's going to be out for a while, man. So there's a good chance that Malik Tillman might miss the Nations League, which is it's kind of interesting, right? A lot of people just assume that Gio Reyna is going to take that position, and I'm sure he probably will be on that roster. I would think in the context of what he's doing now for Dortmund, scoring goals, but he's still getting playing time, but he's also making the most limited playing time that he's getting out there in the Bundesliga. So certainly he's probably going to be there. But that being said, then it starts getting into those two center mid positions where you would likely think that a guy like Brendan Aronson and maybe Gianluca Busio might take. But that being said, you also have guys like Paxton Aronson and a guy like Diego Luna. And one of the things that, again, we get back to what we were talking about at the top of the show, the January camp is absolutely pivotal for a dude like Diego Luna who brings something different. And so you want to see not just what he does with this collective group, but is he responsible? Can you trust him? Can Mauricio Pochettino throw this test at him, and can he pass these tests, right? Because one of the things you want to take from the January camp is, okay, cool. So amongst his, Major League Soccer peers, yeah, okay, fine. So he stands out, but how does that translate to the first team? So these are the type of tests that you want to see from a dude like Diego Luna. Certainly, he has creativity and flair. That's something that we've been talking about for a year now. And now this is his opportunity. He got snubbed with the Olympic team, and rightfully so. He was pissed off. I think I would be pissed off as well, too. But now you're in the January camp, and now you have an opportunity to show that game off, and now you're going to be playing that that high pressing 10. This is probably the most important position in a Mauricio Pochettino attack. The ability not just to distribute, but also to attack channels high up the pitch. And you know what? Diego Luna, I like him. I thought that he showed a lot of that with Real Salt Lake. So now it's the opportunity to do it on an international level. And I'm curious, man. You also a guy like Brian Gutierrez, and he doesn't get enough love either. And that's the weird thing, because Gutierrez is the type of guy that's going to come at you. That's what I love about him. That dude is hungry. One of the crazy things that we had been talking about with the U.S. men's national team is that lack of fight, I guess you can say that lack of bite. And certainly that is something that is, I guess in the grand scheme of things, maybe it's not the most important thing, but it's certainly noticeable. And we saw that a lot in 2024, that sometimes this team did not show up. Brian Gutierrez is a guy that's going to take every opportunity seriously. He's going to challenge you on the pitch. He's not going to be afraid to take yellow. That's what I liked about him. Like, he will take a yellow if he feels like the game is kind of dragging a little bit. He's a dog when it comes 1v1. He's going to take his guys. He's going to take his guy on. What I like about him is when he's pressing down the flank, he is going to take it to the end line. He is going to do what he can to put balls in the box, and that's what I like about him. But that being said, he is also not afraid to take shots as well too. Hold on real quick. Alberto, we have a comment from Alberto Iracheta. Are you going to show the game tonight? No, I'm not, sir. Because the last time I tried to do that, we got flagged, and I certainly don't want to get flagged tonight. YouTube is kind of what's the word? They're kind of they don't like it when people show copyrighted material on their website. So I'm going to abide by the rules tonight. And it is what it is, but I will be doing some play-by-play tonight, so you're more than welcome to stick by. I'd love to have you. Getting back to it, yeah. So listen, man, for those two guys, when we're talking about the January camp and taking advantage of the things that taking advantage of the opportunities that Pochettino is giving some of these players. One of the things that, and this is not just the Walker Zimmermans and the Tim Reams and the Miles Robinsons who have been in the first team camp already. It's not about them. Mauricio Pochettino knows what those players are about. Certainly Miles Robinson and Tim Ream, maybe not so much Walker Zimmerman, although, Walker was a part of the World Cup team in 2022. So he's got that pedigree. But it's for the other guys that don't necessarily have USMNT caps. Mauricio Pochettino is getting his first look at some of these guys, and he wants to know, man. He wants to know. He wants to know if he can trust some guys. He wants to know if there's anybody in this group that he can trust to bring on to the next rosters. And certainly this is a great opportunity for guys like Brian Gutierrez and Diego Luna. Listen, man. I think when you start looking at the first team and you start thinking about, okay, so we know who is going to be there. We know that Christian's going to be there. We know that Weston McKennie's going to be there. Tyler Adams, Yunus Musa, Timmy Weah, Ricardo Pepi, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson, Serginho Dest when he gets back will be there, right? So you kind of understand exactly the core group of guys that are going to be there. Okay, so what about the next group of people? What about roster spots? 15 to 23, the guys that you want to bring to the 2026 World Cup, that for a fact that if there are injuries, that you can put them on the pitch against a team like Belgium or the Netherlands, and for a fact that the spotlight is not going to phase them. Yeah, that's what he's looking for, right? And the biggest beef that I have with U.S. men's national team, and this is just U.S. soccer fans in general, I can't think of another country where their own fans shit on their own professional league. I don't think I've seen that outside of the U.S. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hatred towards Major League Soccer, because for the biggest, paint me as a fan. I like Major League Soccer, and I think it serves a purpose. Certainly, it's better than it was 15 years ago. But that being said, Major League Soccer has a long history of players who made the national team and had impact on World Cup rosters. It has a long tradition. Major League Soccer has a long tradition of producing good U.S. men's national team players. So it's a weird thing. I know guys like Alexi Lawless calls it an inferiority complex. I wouldn't say that. It's just there's a lot of people who believe that if you're American, the bulk of your national team should be playing in Europe. And while I do somewhat believe that, I think your best players should be competing in the best leagues in the world. That being said, you can still have an impact playing in Major League Soccer. 100% that's the case. So to me, I don't know, man. I've never seen a country absolutely take a big crap on its own professional league the way that Americans do with Major League Soccer. I go the other way, and I'm like, dude, I don't care where you're playing, man, as long as you're playing. That's really all I care about. Are you informed? Are you producing? Cool. You're equally as capable of getting a national team call up. Certainly with guys like Brian Gutierrez and guys like Diego Luna, ultimately they're going to have to move overseas. I think that's kind of inevitable. But that being said, it's also a gamble, right? Because I think we've seen guys who made the jump only to either A, sit on somebody's bench and maybe get in during cup matches, or go into a loan army and then end up in League One or in the second Bundesliga or in the third tier in Spain or whatever the case may be. So it's sometimes the grass isn't always greener. Now I'm not saying that because I don't think players should go to Europe. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just think that it's a gamble, and if you're going to make the jump to overseas, make sure that it's the right fit for you, and make sure that you're going to be able to go to a squad that's going to commit to you playing. And then the rest is up to you. So certainly guys like Gutierrez and Diego Luna should make the jump prior to the 2026 World Cup. But outside of that, man, it is what it is. So for Costa Rica, though, this is the interesting thing about Costa Rica. This is an opportunity for them to get a nice result tonight. Certainly, I would like to think that the U.S. men's national team are a little bit better and will probably be a little bit more, defensively sound, tactically sound. I would like to think that, but that being said, this is going to be an opportunity for them too, man, to get them out there, potentially grab a result. Like I was saying earlier, I think Costa Rica is, I think they're a pacey bunch. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how they're going to approach this game. Certainly, I think you're going to see a team that's going to want to press forward against the U.S. men's national team. So we'll see. We will see. I like their starting 11. I think it shows initiative. So we'll see. And I know we got Costa Rican fans in the chat tonight, so that's going to be interesting. Every time I do one of these live streams, whether it's Canadian fans or whether it's Mexican fans or what was it? I did one with Honduras. No, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I had their fans as well too. So it's always interesting, man, when we're doing this, because of course I'm a U.S. men's national team homer. So of course, this is a pro U.S. men's national team live stream. But that being said, I love my Costa Rican fans as well too. So most if not everyone is welcome in this chat room. So hope to see you there. Also, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons as well too, because we're going to continue doing these live streams in 2025, just like we did in 2024. We're going to be doing a lot of live streams with the national team when it comes to the Nations League and also the Gold Cups and also high-level friendlies. I don't necessarily know if there's going to be those in 2025, but you never know. They have to fill the schedule somehow. But that being said, I will say this, though. When it comes to the national team, one of the things that I get asked a lot is how come they don't play big team, big name teams. I guess you could say the FIFA top 15. And I think because of the Nations League format, it makes it incredibly hard to schedule. It's just an extra tournament that's thrown in to make money. And so it's all also based regionally as well too. So, they have the European Nations League. So you have a lot of those teams over there as well too that will play regionally, just like CONCACAF as well too. So it makes it incredibly hard to schedule. Whereas in years past when we didn't have that, and the only thing that we had regionally was the Gold Cup, it made it a little bit easier. But the other thing you have to consider is television. Television plays a huge role when it comes to scheduling because the U.S. men's national team gets paid for a lot of their home games. A lot of these television rights are based on home games. So the U.S. Soccer Federation gets paid a hefty fee for them to stay stateside. So that's why you see a lot of home games against, you name it, Barbados, Mexico, Canada, whatever the case may be. They're playing at home. And the problem with going overseas is you're going to have to split that television money with that host nation. So if you want to go to England and play in Wembley, you're going to have to split that with England. Same with the Netherlands or Germany or Italy and things like that. But that being said, when it comes to the 2026 World Cup and we don't have World Cup qualifying, you're going to want to schedule some big teams, whether that be U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Okay, fine. But maybe some heavies from South America as well too. Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Chile, maybe. And if you can get a European nation to travel, maybe you can pull something like that off, or maybe, maybe we can go overseas. Who knows? Depending on the schedule. Certainly it would help this team prepare for the 2026 World Cup because, beating up on Canada and Mexico and Costa Rica and, Jamaica aren't going to prepare you the way that you would hope you would like to see from the U.S. men's national team moving forward. So there's a lot of dollars and cents that goes into those decisions. I personally think that I take the Jurgen Klinsmann approach, and that's one of the things that I appreciated about Jurgen. He wanted to take that show on the road, and he certainly did. I mean, he was in Scotland, he was in Ireland, he was in Wales, he was in England, he was in Italy, Germany, the Netherlands. He scheduled a lot of road games, and I think it was beneficial for that 2014 World Cup. But I digress. It's going to be interesting, man. But that being said, you can certainly have your team prepared for a World Cup, but it's hard to prepare against a group stage that has two heavies in it. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm certainly fired up. In the meantime, it is January camp. It's a camp that takes a lot of heat, man. But I love the January camp because it's an opportunity to fill out the back end of your first team, and it's going to give opportunities to a lot of guys who otherwise wouldn't be there. And there's a lot of good stories about guys who went to January camp and parlayed that into a World Cup roster. What's funny, Landon Donovan talks about it, how he used the January camp, Jimmy Conrad, Stu Holden, a couple other guys that used the January camps as well too. It's an opportunity to, put your name out there and show a guy like Mauricio Pochettino that you can't be trusted, and that if your number is called, that you're going to be able to play at a high level. And I think it means more. For Major League Soccer based pool players, because they get overlooked quite a bit because of the notion that they're playing in a sub league, and quite frankly, it's BS. So I don't know how you guys feel it. If you guys want to talk a little bit about that, you can always drop that into the chat. We'll talk a little bit about that as well too. Let me know how you're feeling about tonight's lineup as well too. Is there anybody that you kind of wanted to see that was left out? Let me know about that as well. As we are getting set, we're just a few minutes away from kickoff, as they are now on the field for the ceremonial, I guess, the national anthem picture taken portion of this. Looks like the Costa Rican national anthem is going on right now. Yeah, it's the Himno Nacional de Costa Rica is going on right now. So for all you Costa Rican fans out there who like your national anthem, it's going on right now. I certainly think this is a big game for the U.S. men's national team. I think every game is a big game for them in taking that next step towards 2026. Hey, by the way, did you guys – I don't know if you guys saw this, though. This is the funniest thing. So on top of being a, big U.S. men's national team guy, on top of being I guess you could say a fairly big Major League Soccer guy, I'm also a Tottenham Hotspur fan. And if any of you guys know what's going on right now with Tottenham, they've had a bad run of form right now in the league. As a matter of fact, they're sitting 15th in the Premier League. I think they're only like 8 points above the drop right now. Nothing is going good. And Spurs fans want Mauricio Pochettino back. Right? So it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a Spurs fan. I was like, you do realize, right, that number one, the U.S. men's national team will never, ever, ever, ever let Mauricio Pochettino leave his contract. That being said, the only way that would happen is if Tottenham Hotspur paid like $30 million to get him back. And that's not something Tottenham does. I understand the want, considering that the last time Tottenham Hotspur were very good was under Mauricio Pochettino. I understand that. But that being said, the way that relationship ended, I would find it hard pressed that Mauricio Pochettino would leave the U.S. men's national team to go back to Tottenham Hotspur. Stranger things have happened, but I highly doubt that he would. In the chat room, we have Nate Holloway. Nate, what's going on, man? RIFC. You got to explain the RI. But it's good to see you, man. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, brother. So yeah, no, I found it increasingly. I found it incredibly funny that I understand, dude. I totally understand, right? When your team is going through a poor run of form, to have that nostalgia of when you were good, and the coach that had you performing up at that level is now with the U.S. men's national team, and you think that coach is below that he would run and jump at the opportunity to come back to that team and get the band back together, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Pochettino is not going to be available until after 2026, so it is what it is. As we are getting close now, as they're doing the handshake now, the Star Spangled Banner is done. We are very, very close now. U.S. versus Costa Rica at the Inter and Co Stadium in Orlando, Florida. We are just a few moments away. Let me know. Let me know how you feel about this one. What are your predictions? I think if you held a gun to my head right now and you asked me what I thought this game was going to go down, I think it's going to be something similar to what we saw against Venezuela. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, 3-1. By the way, in the 42 games that these two teams have played, the United States, I believe, has something crazy like 26 wins. So, a lot of draws as well too. So not too many, they're, Costa Rica is better against the United States when they're playing in Costa Rica, but it is what it is. Nate Holloway says a 4-2-3-1 instead of 4-3-3. The Rhode Island Football Club. Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, but that's the thing. Mauricio usually starts in a 4-2-3-1. That's usually his thing. But that being said, though, generally it's the same anyway. So it is what it is. So, by the way, the Rhode Island Football Club, by the way, I believe is the new member of the, I want to say, the USL Championship. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I think they are, RIFC is, I think it's part of the USL. Anyways, we're ready to go, as we're set to kick. The U.S. men's national team are wearing their sharp whites tonight. I like them. I think that's actually one of their better kits they've had in a while. I'm a big fan of that. So they're wearing their, I guess you could, the USLC Eastern Conference. Okay. The USL Championship Eastern Conference champions. Good for them, man. Good for Rhode Island. I'm happy for that. I love the USL Championship, by the way. I'm a big fan, man. What's up, Detroit City FC? Got to rep Michigan. Big fan. All right, as we're getting set, there's Tim Ream doing his little sprints. We're ready to go. Is it me, or do you guys feel like Tim Ream is going to be on that 2026 World Cup squad? I don't know, man. I have a feeling. It all depends, man. Walker Zimmerman has an outside chance as well too. I know a lot of people put a lot of worry into that center back position, but that being said, man, there's something to said about veteran leadership. And if they can still play, they're going to still play. As we kick off, the U.S. is going from right to left. It's kind of interesting. Costa Rica's kind of pressing a little bit. Not as much. But there they go. And that's going to get out for the throw-in. Last touch by Costa Rica. There's a throw-in. There's Diego Luna. And it's going to be turned over. Ooh, actually, there's a whistle. All right, here we go. It's going to be a U.S. ball. Brian Gutierrez is on the left. Vasiliv is on the right for the forward line. White is going to be up top. It's going to be Ream, Zimmerman, Miles Robinson, and Jones. Here's Miles Robinson, who's going to try to play it forward. U.S. retains balls. They're going to start pushing this off to the left. Here's Gutierrez, who's going to play it forward. Diego Luna, nice little touch right there. And as the U.S. is going to play it back. Ream and Zimmerman are the tall trees. Tall trees, yeah, you're probably right about that. The thing about those two guys, though, is from an experience standpoint, they're probably the most experienced, which plays a role into it. But that being said, though, Zimmerman to me, and this is a knock on the U.S. center back pool, we don't really have a lot of, that's a nice little through ball. White's going to go chasing, but there's Costa Rica right there to cover that up. Did he keep that in? No, he didn't. It's going to be a Costa Rica throw-in. The problem is, we haven't had good aerial 1v1 aerial center backs since the days of Carlos Bocanegra. It's been a while since we had a center back that was very good through the air. Walker Zimmerman to me is the best of the group. You know what I mean? I think Walker Zimmerman is very good through the air. The only problem is Zimmerman's slow. To me, that's the only problem with Walker. And Miles Robinson hasn't been the same since the Achilles injury. So I think we've seen enough of him where that's bad. Miles is trapped. He's got to just kick that out. So that's going to be a Costa Rica throw-in. Costa Rica's press is nice, man. I would probably assume Chris Richards is going to be one of them. Makes a lot of sense. And I think that development is going to continue with Crystal Palace. I think you're seeing a lot more of Chris Richards over the course of the last month. He's got a lot of playing time, which is good. It's going to be that left center back position. Who's going to grab it? The name that I was hoping to see in this January camp was Jackson Reagan. And maybe it's because I'm a Sounders homer. That plays a part into it. But I actually think Jackson Reagan, a late bloomer, is probably one of the best center backs in Major League Soccer right now. As far as U.S. center backs in the league, he's probably one of the best. If not, he's top 3. He should have been in this camp. Jackson is certainly better than Tim Ream right now. Yeah, I said it. It'll be a U.S. free kick right now, deep in their own zone, deep in their own end. As that ball's going to go up. And it's going to come down to Anelli. Interesting. So far it's been, I don't know, two teams that are trying to feel each other out a little bit. Nobody's really been dangerous. The U.S. men's national team certainly hasn't been dangerous. They can't seem to get out of their own half right now. Nice play by Walker. He came up to make a play. That was nice. Jones is kind of nice, man. Diego Luna with a nice little weighted pass, but Gutierrez kind of gets ripped there. And Costa Rica is going to try to push forward. Oh, boy. That ball's going to be played out wide out left. 1v1, and that ball's going to get deflected. So Costa Rica is going to have the first corner. So a good opportunity here for Zach Steffen. Getting his first opportunity to defend a corner. So let's see how the U.S. plays this. By the way, Jones has looked pretty decent so far at that left back position. He's not afraid to come up and press and make a play. And we're about ready to take this corner. Are they going to play this short or are they going to whip it in? We're going to find out real quick. As that whistle gets blown. By the way, there's nobody in the stands. That ball gets whipped in. That's good defense. It's going to get back out for another corner. But by the way, there's nobody in the stands tonight in Orlando. And it looks like there's a good contingent of Costa Rica fans. It's kind of interesting. Not all surprising, but interesting. I think it has something to do with the ticket pricing for these friendlies. Here's the ball in. And Steffen will make a nice little leap, and he collects it nicely. So that puts the end quickly to the Costa Rican attack. But it's interesting, right? Because, that ball was almost taken away. Nice heads-up play by Tim Ream, but here's the U.S. men's national team pushing forward. Here's Diego Luna. Oh, and he got dumped, man. Luna got dumped. Back to Walker Zimmerman. Here's an Elliott. Plays it to Jones, who comes forward. Here comes Gutierrez. Nice play in. Nice little give and go. And that ball's going to get out. So it's the first U.S. corner as Jones and Gutierrez kind of played that little give and go off that left side. Vander Patten, nice little defensive play there for Costa Rica, gets it out. So first U.S. corner. They're going to play it short. Here's Diego Luna. As U.S. is trying to swing this one in. Yikes. Here's Luna. Wow. Oh, here we go. Here's the shot. That's going to go over the crossbar. So the U.S. made a little something of that one. Vasilev took it up and over the bar. But, just whip that ball in, man. Don't play it short. The problem, the biggest problem is that, teams are prepared for these type of situations, right? So they're gonna press. And that certainly happened on that corner. As that ball is going to get played forward. Here's Jones. The U.S. retains it. Jones plays it back to Zach Steffen. And he's going to play that forward. And Ream is going to shoot this one all the way up. Looking for White. Costa Rica's goalie came out and made a nice, Alvarado? He came out and made a nice little play on that ball because White was charging. That was a good idea by Tim Ream right there. Oh, no pen. Oh, no whistle. Wow. Interesting. That was a nice little shove in the back there from Costa Rica. No whistle. As they're trying to play this one down the left side. Wow, that was that Mora? Yeah, that kid is good, man. He's got some handles. Well, yeah, 1v1 against Ben Kremaski down the left side. And Mora shook the checks off his Nikes. Oh, man. For those that saw last summer in the Olympics, Ben Kremaski was a part of that Olympic team. And I didn't come away impressed with Ben Kremaski. More so with Jack McGlynn and Taylor Booth. Griffin Yao played well. Paredes played well. I didn't think Kremaski was all that good. There's a ball in. Good block right there. Good recovery there by Jones. He's going to try to turn the corner, but that ball gets out for a U.S. throw-in. As the U.S. almost surrendered a goal right there. They were kind of careless. Yeah, Kremaski laid it off, and then, and it looked like Miles Robinson fell asleep right there. And it looked like there was a turnover, but there is a whistle this time. Yeah, it looks like Banielos right there had something to say. U.S. free kick. One of the biggest problems right now with the U.S. men's national team is Costa Rica's presence has been pretty good. They can't figure a way out of it. Here's Gutierrez. And Nelly plays it over for Miles Robinson, who plays it forward. Nice little touch right there. Here's Kremaski. A through ball to White. Oh, good defense there by Costa Rica. Looks like White had the ball there, had a step, but looks like Quieros with nifty little footwork right there. That was a good start right there. As Diego Luna made a nice little touch to Kremaski, who played it forward to White. That was kind of nice, man. It'll be a U.S. corner. Here's Gutierrez. Looks like he's going to be taking this one. And he's going to swing this one in. Nobody's playing short here. Here's the ball in. And that's just a little too short. But Diego Luna is going to be on it. I like Diego. There's the shot. Ooh, deflected. Gutierrez puts one in. Here's the shot. Ooh. Good opportunity right there for Gutierrez, whose shot goes just a little wide. Yeah, Vasilev with the original. Gets blocked out to Gutierrez. There's a header right there by Zimmerman. Ball comes down right on Diego Luna, who hits it right back to Gutierrez, who comes in under pressure. But ball goes wide. And now there's a whistle. It looks like it's on white. And this will still be a Costa Rica free kick. And there maybe, goal kick. Yeah. So interesting, man. We're 13 minutes in. The U.S. men's national team looking pretty solid. About the right level against Costa Rica. It makes you wonder, like, if the U.S. had their first team, how would this one play? Nice little play again by Diego Luna. He's looked good, man. Diego's looked really good. Here comes Costa Rica on the rush. U.S. themselves are looking pretty good on the press. Diego Luna is making another good run. And they're going to play, Costa Rica's going to play this forward. That ball went a little too far, and there's Zach Steffen, who's going to corral it, pick it up, roll it back out to Miles, and the U.S. will reset it. I give Costa Rica some credit, man. They got some guts. Here's Gutierrez, 1v1 down the left. Here's Luna. Nice ball in. Here's Jones. That ball's deflected. The U.S. will recover. Still in the Costa Rica end. Here's Jones trying to play it centrally. And that's where the... Oh! Ooh! Good hustle right there. Good hustle by Anelli. Kept the possession. And there's the switch. That was a nice little switch by Jones. Is this Kramaski? Yeah. Vasilev. There's the switch. Here's Gutierrez. Oh, Diego got tripped up. Nah. The U.S. So far, I kind of like the toughness of the U.S. right now. We're 15 minutes in, and, they're matching energy, man. That's kind of what I wanted to see. That's, the funny thing is, like, when you see the first team and in a friendly where there's, nothing at stake, sometimes they have a tendency just to kind of, that's their attitude towards it. But when you see, MLS-based pool players getting their opportunity, man, they're fighting out there. That's what I love, man. As Diego Luna is getting his nose checked, looked like he got his beak checked, man. There might be some blood. Diego's such a badass. Yeah. Now all of a sudden the U.S. has got some players warming up. Hopefully Diego doesn't have to come out, man. He's been one of the better players on the field tonight. We're only 15 minutes in. Looks like he got checked in the nose by an elbow. He's all right. Here comes Costa Rica. Down the left-hand side, looks like it's Mora. So tell me, who do you guys like so far in this game? Who has stood out for you? Let me know. Hit me up in the chats. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Definitely do that. Costa Rica now has the ball. They're working in the U.S. side of the pitch. as they're trying to cycle around. Nice little ball in. They're trying to work the central part of the pitch, but here's more off the left now. As they're going to put this one in, and there's Stefan right there at the back post. Nice. That's going to calm it down. Diego Luna's still getting checked out there. U.S. right now playing with 10. Here's Jones. It's been good, man. I like the hustle, man. Here comes Anelli. He's going to try to play it off. They're trying to get out wide right to Vasilev, who does. The U.S. cycling in the back. Here's Tim Ream. You know who's looked good? And Ellie's looked really good tonight, too, man. That dude's got a motor on him. And, yeah, there's the whistle right there. 100% that was a whistle. And it looks like Tim Ream's coming back on. Excuse me, Diego Luna. Looks like he's going to come back on. Took a little shot in the nose there. And here comes Diego. He's back on the pitch now. So, yeah, he's not coming out, man. Oh, yeah, he's got the plugs in the nose, man. That dude's a savage for that. Here's Diego. He's so good, man. He's not afraid to come deep and make a touch. That dude's a workhorse, man. Diego Luna is such a workhorse. Here's Luna pushing forward up to the center of the pitch. Makes a nice play in. Oh! Diego played a nice ball in, hits White, and the U.S. is on the board 1-0. Boy, that was a nice pass. Woo, that was silky touch. Oh, that was nice. Jones played it forward to Diego Luna, who had acres in front of him. So he makes this run and just puts a nice ball in to White. Oh, that was silky, man. Just a nice weighted pass forward, and White finishes off. Unbelievable goal right there. And of course, it's our boy Diego Luna. That was so nice. Woo! And it was good finish too from White. Veteran number 9. He knows how to parry that. 1v1. No chance. Good finish. U.S. leads 1-0 right here in the 21st minute. Man, that was nice. And that's exactly what we were talking about pregame. It's the opportunities provided for some of these players right in front of them. Here's Diego Luna again. There's a turnover, and he's gonna. Diego just missed a little bit. U.S. again is on the attack, and just like that, Costa Rica can't respond. Going to be a long night. Here's Jones. You tried to lay it off to Gutierrez, but that thing is blocked. So here comes Costa Rica now. Can Costa Rica respond? As they're going to just lay it back. That's the thing, man. You got to play it forward. I understand, man. The U.S. press has taken away some of the space, but you got to have some creativity, man. You got to figure out a way to get that ball forward. Yeah, that Diego Luna monster. They're replaying that goal. And that's the thing. It's like when you have these type of performances, when you can show that, oh, that ball is turned over. Here's Luna. Good D right there. As that ball was turned over high up the pitch. Here's Jones. Here's Zanelli. When you're given these opportunities, man, you have to make the most of it. Here's Vasilev off the right. And that ball is turned over. And that'll get out for a Costa Rica throw-in. Sir, 21st minute. Excuse me. Nate Holloway checks in, 21st minute goal. White. Yep, absolutely, man. It was a good pass there by good pass by Diego. Even better finish there by White. So good goal right there for the U.S. men's national team. And that's the goal from this, right? So Pochettino is handing out these assignments, looking for guys that he can trust moving forward. So, one of the things now, again, context is everything, right? So one of the frustrations is like when we see the full first team and you see guys like Malik Tillman where that form doesn't carry over from club to country, and then you have dudes like Diego Luna who are making the most of these opportunities. It lets you know that you have options in your player pool. And now that Malik is out, I would probably assume that, Gio is going to come in, but, would you be willing to carry another center mid like Diego Luna over a dude like Brendan Aronson? You can take the other Aronson brother, Paxton, who not only is a central attacker, but he could also play on the wing, just like his brother. Me personally, I think Paxton's the better of the two Aronson brothers, but I digress. It'll be a U.S. corner here. Here's Brian Gutierrez. In the 25th minute here, U.S. again is still on the attack. They basically controlled this game for the last 20 minutes. And that ball, Miles Robinson put one on. Right at the keeper, by the way. That easily could have been 2-0. Look at that hustle, man, by Melly. Good Lord, man. He tracked back and put that ball out. It started with a touch by Tim Ream. That was nice. Here comes the U.S. pushing forward. Diego Luna over to White, who takes another shot, but right there at the keeper. Oh. And look at Vasilev. He was the trailer right there and nearly put that one in. Another good pass from Diego Luna. White with the initial shot, and there's Vasilev coming in. Good defense, though. Good defense there by Costa Rica to get that ball out. So it'll be a corner from the right side, and I believe Vasilev is going to be taking this corner. U.S. has looked dangerous on set pieces. Can they pop one in here in the 26th minute? And I think that's going to get out. Yeah, it's going to be a Costa Rica goal kick. It's going to be interesting, right? Costa Rica is still in this one. Only down by 1, but they've had trouble getting forward. They can't put two passes together here. And that's it's a little disturbing, though. They really have not been able to show that some of their pace. The U.S. press has really put them in uncomfortable positions, and there it is. That press, all of a sudden, the ball goes out. Now it's a U.S. throw-in deep in Costa Rica territory here. Luna with the throw-in with this. He's got that nose plugged up, man. That dude's such a savage. And Costa Rica will try to play this one forward. Turnover. And is there a whistle? Looks like it, yeah. It's going to be Costa Rica ball. So they're trying to work this down the left side. But credit US's defense, man. That mid block has been really good, man. They can't play. They're having trouble playing it through the middle of the park, but they're also having trouble playing on the wing, getting it down the flank on the wings as well too. Yeah, this is a very tenacious US side right now. I'm digging it, man. This is entertaining as hell. Here comes Costa Rica. Mora trying to play it down that left side. That ball's going to get tapped out. And I think Costa Rica is going to continue to hold on to this one. They'll play it back, try to cycle it around. Yeah, that was too heavy of a touch. And that'll get out. US throwing. Yeah. It is what it is, man. They can't get forward right now. That US press has got them, looking for answers to get throwing. And Ellie tried to make a play. Here comes Mora. Is he going to press it down that left side? Nice little touch forward. There, the ball goes in, but looks like there's Walker Zimmerman to head that thing out. As they'll switch it off to the right. 1v1 against Jones. They'll lay it back. Costa Rica's looking for an opening. And they're going to have to play it all the way back to their goalie, Alvarado. So Costa Rica is going to have to reset here. Credit the U.S., man. They've been strong. As they'll try to play one over the top, but that ball gets headed back in the U.S. direction. And Unelli with the interception. Here comes the U.S. trying to come forward. And they'll switch. Here's Jones. Tim Ream. Back to Steffen. It just seems like the U.S. right now is just going to hold on to the ball. And why not? Just hold possession. And it looks like there's a whistle. Tim Ream played one forward to Gutierrez. Was looking for Luna on that quick little touch right there, but Luna zigged while Gutierrez zagged and got caught in the midfield, but gets brought down. But there's a whistle here, so it's a U.S. free kick. Ream's going to play one forward. Here's White. Here's Luna. Lays it up. Try to get Luna on a run. So much confidence from this US team right now. It almost feels like another goal is coming. It really does. They're able to do whatever they want on their attack. It's just that right now it's just kind of fine-tuning that final pass. But definitely Diego Luna is that engine for the U.S. He is good. Here's Anelli. Jones. Here's Zim, who's going to try to play it forward for Vasilev. Good opportunity. Good try right there. Ends up in Alvarado's hands for Costa Rica. See how the U.S. respond. And there's a turnover. Good press right here. Here comes Gutierrez. Plays it forward. Anelli into the box. That's booted out. U.S. retains possession. Oh, there's a whistle. Tim Ream got a little physical right there. He didn't like the call. Yeah, that might have been a charity call. Oh boy. Good run right there by White to try to press Costa Rica into a mistake. I'll say this, man. They're not confident going forward. That's that's I guess my one takeaway. Here we go. Here's Mora. Mora's pressing. There's a ball in. There's a shot, and that's going to go well over the crossbar. Well wide as well, too. Parkins had the opportunity, but looks like he got a little jittery right there. U.S. goal kick, and of course they're playing from the back. U.S. hasn't had any trouble playing out of the back tonight. They really haven't. Costa Rica retains possession as they're moving forward a little bit. As they'll play one forward. That ball's in the box. Good save by Stefan right there. Ooh, that was dangerous. Nice attack by Costa Rica. Good attack. Here's Anelli. Turnover. Jones will boot this forward, but Costa Rica retains possession. Oh, that was a nice little touch. Tried to weave one in for Rojas. U.S. defense was on it. And all of a sudden, Costa Rica has got possession. Last couple of minutes, it's kind of been all Costa Rica. It's like maybe they've kind of figured it out a little bit. And that ball gets out, and it'll stay with Costa Rica. That was a nice little play in, man. Mora put one in. Stefan made a nice little save right there. I don't know if that was a shot or a cross, either way. Stefan punched that one. There's a ball up the right. All the space in the world. Ball in. Oh, nice. Miles Robinson cleared it away. Ball in. Oh, over the crossbar. Good shot from Braun. Zach Stefan with a nice save. So all of a sudden now in the 37th minute, Costa Rica's come alive. Nice save by Zach Stefan. Wow, that was a nice shot. Top corner, far post. Zach Stefan. So it'll be a Costa Rica corner here. Holy crap, is the field terrible. Ball pin. Oh, there you go. Diego Luna's just going to clear it. Okay, that's good. That ball was starting to pinball in the box. Oh, ball's taken away. Oh, yeah, that's a whistle. Yeah, Diego Luna with a nice little play. Vander Putin for Costa Rica, essentially manhandling Diego Luna. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna get a whistle every single time. That dude's such a savage, man. Diego Luna's playing with nose plugs. Took a shot in the nose earlier in the first half. Yellow card there for Vander Patten. U.S. free kick. Gutierrez is standing over this one. Advantageous position. There's the ball in. Little high. Yeah, a little too far, a little too deep. Alvarado came out to claim it. Oh! Miles Robinson. Check the goalie on his way out. Check the keeper there. There was a whistle. Is he gonna get a yellow? Yeah, he sure is, man. So Miles Robinson's gonna take a yellow for for checking Alvarado on his way out of the box. All right. Yeah, he came in and just, I don't know. That's funny. As he was coming out, like I wouldn't say that he hit him, hit him with the elbow, but he certainly let him know he was there. As Alvarado hits the deck, so Miles Robinson collects the yellow there. I like it. I'm all for it. Turnover there at the midfield. U.S. retains possession. Here's Anelli, who's going to play it back to Zach Steffen. Who's going to play it to Jones out left. Steffen plays it forward to Luna. No card on. No whistle there. As White hits the deck, this thing is starting to get a little chippy. Costa Rica has got possession outside of the US 18 as they're working it around here. There's a ball in. And there's the turnover. Here comes Diego Luna playing it forward. Looks like it's Gutierrez coming forward. And that ball gets tapped away. And now all of a sudden Costa Rica coming the other way. There's the switch out left. It's Mora. Can Costa Rica equalize here before the end of the first half? We are in the 41st minute. And towards the end of the first half, Costa Rica's started to come alive a little bit. There's the U.S. turnover. As they're going to come forward. Ball in. Here's Gutierrez, who's going to take a shot. That ball is going to get deflected, and it's going to get out for a U.S. throw-in. Instead of looking for an open guy, Gutierrez got a little trigger happy right there. I understand, but at that point, you got to have a little bit better vision right there to see if there's an open guy. Here's Luna, plays it forward. Here's White. Oh, in between two guys. White was right there, right in between the channel right there. All he had to do was go forward. He knew it too. Diego Luna's huffing and puffing. Got his nose plugged as we got a man on the field. It's going to be Parkins. He's down. As they will, the physios will come out to attend to him. I'm not a fan of this because, this is just clock wasting for me. That's why they got the water bottles out there. Yeah, they're just wasting clock at this point. Yeah. He's fine. Essentially what this is a breather. Yeah, he's fine. He's up and walking. You're good, bud. Rub a little dirt on it and get back out there. As the challenge went in, you're all right, bud. You're all right. Yeah, so you're walking it off. U.S. will retain possession here as we're waiting for the whistle to restart this. U.S. throwing. 43rd minute, as we're just a few minutes away from half. As the U.S. will cycle back to the right. Oh, that was almost a turnover. Here's an Ellie. Here's Luna. I'll try to play it back to Brooks. U.S. leading 1-0 here. It felt like it could have been 2, if not 3, if it was played right. But still, U.S. will go into the half up 1. They're pressing. Oh, nice little run by Tim Ream right there to retain possession. That's nice. I love the hustle, man. This is something we really hadn't seen a lot of in 2024. It's hustle. They're playing well. Here's Tim Ream trying to play it up the left side. Nice little touch by Luna. That ball's taken away. Here comes Costa Rica. He's nice D. As that ball was played in, and it was 1v1. Miles Robinson came in to swipe that ball away right at the last minute. And that was Costa Rica's best look. Although there wasn't a shot, but good hustle by Miles Robinson right there. He came in and swiped that ball away, and Zach Steffen was right there to collect it. They almost got away with one. And that ball is going to be, here we go. There's a whistle. It's going to go back. And it looked like Gutierrez. I don't know. That didn't look like a whistle to me. It shouldn't have been called, but whatever. Here comes Costa Rica. Can they score before the end of the half? 1 minute of stoppage time now. We're in the 46th minute here. And that ball's going to get out for a Costa Rica throw-in. They're being aggressive. Vassilis played decent defense, man. He hasn't been great, but he also hasn't been crappy either. And that's going to do it. So we come to the end of the first half, and it's 1-0 U.S. men's national team. And I got to say, man, that was a good first half. Everything that you like or that you want from your U.S. men's national team, they did, man. They were aggressive. Not just in the press, but also pushing forward as well, too. It was clear that Diego Luna was the best player on the field, 100%. His through ball to White on that goal was absolutely silky, and then he had another one too to White on the other side, as right after the turnover that was initially blocked, and Vasiliev was the trail runner right there. That easily could have been 2, but clearly best player on the field, and it's not even close. I will say that the surprises to me is Anelli. He looks pretty good, man. Jones on the left as the left wing back, nice as well too. I'll even give some flowers to Tim Ream a little bit, man. His hustle was kind of nice. a guy that I usually give crap to, Miles Robinson, I'll give him credit as well too, because that was a nice recovery too. Late in the first half as the U.S. turned the ball over and Costa Rica put one in the box. Miles Robinson tracked back to take that ball away. That was nice. So I'll give him credit too. I thought Gutierrez. Well, I'll just say this, man. Gutierrez. I don't know, man. Like the best way to describe it is when you're doing too much, right? And sometimes you're getting the ball taken away from you. I don't know, man. I thought White was pretty decent up top. Vasilev, man, that dude's got an engine on him as well too. Now he hasn't really been all that. What's the word I'm looking for? Impressive, but he also hasn't been terrible either. It was, I didn't know really what to make of that right side combo between Miles Robinson and Vasilev, but certainly hasn't been bad. Kremaski, I'll say this about Ben Kremaski, man, he was invisible. Like, when you're talking about work rate, you're talking about opportunity, what you want to see is good decisions with the ball. I don't know, man, not a big Ben Kremaski guy, so I wasn't necessarily surprised. The guys that stood out were Anelli Anelli Jones and Diego Luna. So hopefully, we'll see them guys start the second half. Do I expect any changes? I don't know. I don't necessarily think changes are in order, second half changes, unless Mauricio Pochettino wants to see some other guys. On the bench tonight, Patrick Aguiman, who got the start against Venezuela. Mihailovic, Matt Gomilovic is on the bench. Arfson, Jack McGlynn, Shaq Moore, George Campbell, Matt Freese, Caden Clark. Here's the thing, man. I kind of want to see Jack McGlynn. I know we saw him in the first game. I wouldn't mind seeing McGlynn. I wouldn't mind seeing Arfson again. Max Arfson is kind of my favorite player of this camp. I know that I make a big deal about Diego Luna, and rightfully so, because he's a great player. But Max Arfson had a really good season for Columbus, man. And he's kind of the guy that gets overlooked. So I wouldn't mind seeing him. But that being said, I guess it all depends on the defensive formation of what Pochettino wants to do in the second half. But outside of that, man, maybe they switch up the 9. I don't know, man. I don't necessarily think any changes are over coming out of the half, but I would like to think that come the 60th minute, right? If the U.S. pops in another goal, I would probably assume you're gonna see this team just kind of sit back and defend. Makes the most sense, right? I can't imagine come the 60th minute they're gonna keep pushing forward. Maybe they will. Just the tenacity of this team. Maybe they will continue to hunt more goals. But that being said, you're going to probably want to do whatever you can just to kind of protect that lead. So that's kind of what I'm expecting in the second half. But all in all, man, this has been a good first half. If you're a U.S. men's national team fan that kind of wants to take a big giant crap on Major League Soccer players, not good enough for the national team. I don't know what to tell you, man. That first half was entertaining, far more entertaining than any of the friendlies we saw towards the end of 2024 with the first team. So I don't know what to tell you. Quick question for you guys. As of right now, I want to know from you guys, right? What is your expectation at goalie for the U.S. men's national team and also at center back? I'm curious to know what you guys want to see moving forward. I think a lot of U.S. men's national team fans are resigned to the fact that Matt Turner is probably going to be back there, but I go the other way. If there is not a clear-cut number one in goal, okay, if you know what the old saying in football, right? If you have three quarterbacks and you don't have one, it almost seems like it applies here, right? Because there's like 4 or 5 goalies in the pool, and not one of them has really stood out. One of them is the incumbent, obviously, Matt Turner. But that being said, man, I always look at it this way, right? So if you have young goalies, right? Patrick Schulte, Matt Freese, Gaga Slonina. Those are the guys that I want to see, right? So if these guys are the future, then I kind of want the future to begin right away, right? Now maybe it's an issue of whether or not, it's a trust issue, whether or not you don't know if you can trust them at this level, but the only way you're going to find out is by playing them. So that means, when it comes to friendlies, man, that's kind of what I want to see. Like I know everything I need to know about guys like Zach Steffen and Matt Turner. Like I just know. We've seen them for the last how many years. So you know exactly what you're going to get. I have a problem with Matt Turner not playing. To me, that's a big red flag. But Patrick Schulte is a starter. Matt Freese is a starter for NYCFC. And by the way, he's going to make the move. He's going to make the jump. The word is he's going to make the jump to Europe in this window. So I think we're February I want to say the 1st is the deadline. Okay, so we're about a week and a half away. So that's the word. He's going to go over there, and it's the same rules apply, right? So if you're an American player going to take that risk by going overseas, you got to make sure you land with a team that's going to play you. The last thing you want to do is be Zach Steffen and go to Manchester City, go out on loan to the French league, sit on their bench, or sit behind somebody at Man City, right? You're not doing yourself any justice. So if you're Matt Freese, man, you got to make sure that you're playing. That's the first thing. But the other thing is, I just want to see these young guys right now. I want to see them be brought in with the first team. I want to see them get significant minutes. And maybe we'll see that with the Gold Cup. That's kind of where you use young players, right? Maybe not the Nations League, right? Because you're going to see the first team. So you're probably going to see Matt Turner, I would assume. But with the Gold Cup, when you're playing Jamaica or you're playing Puerto Rico, Montenegro, Martinique, Canada, you can play the youngsters, man. And that's what I want to see moving forward, man. I don't think that you can go into 2026 with Matt Turner as your starting keeper, and that's going to be strong, especially the uncertainty at the center back pairing, right? The two kind of go hand in hand, right? So you're going to want to put your best center back pairing out there along with a strong keeper. So I'm curious about what you guys feel about that. Let me know down in the chat. Also, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons as we're getting set for the second half. U.S. leading Costa Rica 1-0, and it was all set up by Diego Luna, who just came racing forward with acres of space, found White cutting in, and the finish was just absolutely beautiful. And that's where we stand right now. When I think of this group moving forward, certainly there are going to be a few names that you're going to look at. And I think Tim Ream is automatically going to be there. And I think Walker Zimmerman's going to be a name potentially that's going to be there. Same thing with Miles Robinson. Those aren't the names that I'm looking at going forward, right? Max Arfson is a name that you could potentially envision moving forward when it comes to Nations League or Gold Cup, and Diego Luna as well too, right? So of the names on this roster that aren't expected to be there, is there anybody that stands out for you guys that you look at and say, you know what, I think this translates to the first team? I look at some of the holes on that first team roster. I look at some of the injuries, and I see an opportunity for potentially a center mid to move on from January camp forward. Especially with the Malik Tillman injury and the problem with Brendan Aronson as a central attacker. Now, one of the things about Aronson I think that people like is his hustle, right? I certainly like his pace. I certainly like the fact that he brings energy, and he does play multiple positions, right? You can play him on the right, you can play him centrally. But that form that you see at Leeds doesn't necessarily translate. Also, here's also something else you can consider, right? That at the striker position, right? So, for instance, two names are certainly going to be there. Flo Balogun and Ricardo Pepi are going to be there, but that third striker, okay, the U.S. likes to carry three. Could that third striker be Haji Wright, who can also play out left, right? You get positional flexibility, so you have that third striker in Haji Wright, but you can also move him out. You can move him out wide left. So you can carry an extra center attacker, right? Maybe it's Paxton Aronson. Maybe it's Diego Luna, on top of being able to carry Gio Reyna. I think Gio Reyna is probably going to be there. I would assume. He's healthy. He's back. He's making the most of his time at Dortmund. I would probably assume that Gio is going to get called in for the March camps. I would be shocked if he wasn't. But have you guys seen enough of Brendan? That's a good question moving forward. And can you get away with potentially leaving Josh Sargent off the roster? Because you do have Haji Wright. So if you wanted to carry an extra center attacker, if you wanted to carry Diego Luna and Gio Reyna, something to consider. Because I think Busio is going to continue to get called in. Gianluca Busio and also Yunus Musa. I think Busio has done enough so far with his call-ups to maintain getting called in. I think with Yunus Musa, his positional flexibility of being able to play out wide, as well as being a deep line playmaker, is certainly something that is going to be beneficial for Mauricio Pochettino, because you can deploy him a couple different ways. But that being said, man, does that first team have room for guys like Paxton Aronson, who's absolutely crushing it right now for FC Utrecht? I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but Paxton is playing better than Brendan. That's a thought, man. When I think of some of these January camp roster players, certainly I can see a path forward for one, maybe two. Certainly in the Gold Cup. I don't necessarily know about Nations League, because you probably want to bring your strongest players, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. I don't know, right? Because Josh Sargent just came back for Norwich. I would have to look at his recent matches. That's certainly interesting, because he was out for 8 weeks with a groin injury. Let's look at it real quick. Yeah, so he came back on January 11th against Brighton. I believe that was a cut match. Only played 11 minutes. Played 26 minutes against Sheffield, and then played 31 against Leeds. And he has yet to get on the score sheet for Norwich. Certainly something to think about, right? Because there's certain things that you can do numbers wise if you want to bring a couple extra players who you think is going to help you. Certainly, central attacker is something that, yeah, it's something that you certainly want to make sure that you have strength. It looks like the U.S. will make a change. Looks like Jack McGlynn is coming in, which is good. I'm glad. McGlynn's a hell of a player, man. I like Jack. He's another name. And it looks like Milhelovic is going to come in. So there's going to be some changes, man. Why not? Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to bring. Yeah, so Mihailovic is going to come in. It looks like McGlynn's coming in. Caden Clark is coming in. Yeah, why not? That's Jack McGlynn's another guy who was super impressive during the Olympics. I actually thought he was one of the U.S.'s best 3 players at that Summer Olympics. Now, while that was a very good, impressive, it wasn't good enough to get into the September camps and the October camps. So, this is certainly something that you want to take advantage of it. And I believe Diego Luna is coming off the pitch. Who else is coming off? Let's look at it. I'll let you know in just a second. As we're getting set, looks like White's going to stay on. Vasilev is going to stay on. Anelli is going to stay on. All right. So it looks like Costa Rica is going to be making some changes here. They're going to make a triple switch here. And we'll let you know about the U.S. changes in just a second. It's going to be interesting, right? Like for like. So yeah, so McGlynn looks like McGlynn's coming in for Gutierrez. Yeah, Luna came off. It looks like Luna came off, and I wouldn't be shocked if that was where not Vasilev, but Mihailovic comes in, and Caden Clark. It'll be interesting. All right, as we're going to get started here for the second half, the U.S. is leading 1-0. It looks like Costa Rica is going to start with the ball here in the second half, as they still have an uphill battle to climb. Yeah. So it looks like Diego Luna got replaced by Mihailovic. Yeah. So McGlynn came in for Gutierrez. Yep. Mihailovic came in for Luna. And who did Caden? And yeah, Ben Kramaski comes off for Caden Clark. Yeah. Which is fine. U.S. retains possession here. And U.S. is going to try to play up that right side. Nice ball by Jack McGlynn. As that ball is going to get sailed in. Ooh. as that went over the head of Caden Clark. So right off the bat, the U.S. just became goal dangerous. That was, by the way, yeah, that ball by Jack McGlynn going forward, man, his left foot is dangerous. That ball was that ball saved or did that get out? It got out. So Costa Rica will have to throw in here. That's what I want to see from the U.S. Right off the bat, they were dangerous. I want to see that pressing power, and the U.S. just swiped the ball, so it'll be a U.S. possession. They're not afraid of Costa Rica whatsoever. Even though I'll give Costa Rica credit, man, their pressing has been pretty solid. Here's Miles Robinson coming forward, and now he's got to track back. Dude, Miles Robinson is so bad. He had Akers too, and he waited to the last second to get his pass blocked, and all of a sudden there was a rush going the other way. There's a ball in. Good defense right there. Was that Tim Ream? Yeah. Walker Zimmerman. Here's Behalovic. He's going to play that forward. Here's Caden Clark. He's going to play that back through centrally. And here's Nelly. There you go. Here's McGlynn on the right side. And he's going to play. Ooh, he played one in. That was nice. And that ball will come down. Costa Rica. Mihailovic with a nice press. Did he swipe that ball? Look at Anelli. That was Brooks. Sorry about that. It's Costa Rica is just trying to calm things down a little bit by holding the ball, but the U.S. pressure has been good. There's a switch to the left side. Mauricio's got to be happy with this. And they're going to switch it over to the left side there. They're going to play this one forward. Oh, boy. Oh, nice D. That Walker? Yeah, it was Walker. Walker Zimmerman's been nice tonight, too. He's closed everything down. Miles Robinson on the right side, man. Every time that he gets pressed, it's like a deer in the headlights. He just freezes. Yeah, that was a good. That was nice by. Was that Santos? That was nice. U.S. has the ball here as they're going to try to push forward. Nice little ball by Mihailovic, and he's gonna run forward. He's gonna try to play it forward to White, but that ball was behind him. Costa Rica is now. Ooh, love the press. Here's McGlynn, Miles Robinson. Here's McGlynn. Oh yeah, that's a whistle. Oh, no whistle. Wow, he just took an elbow to the face. No whistle. Unbelievable. Here's Clark. Here's Mihailovic. He's going to play it forward. Ball in. Nice deflection. No whistle again. Good Lord. My man is hacking. Nelly's been nice, man. He's going to lay it. Nelly, that was a nice little touch right there. He's commanded the center of the pitch. Here's McGlynn. Nice ball into White. Here's my man McGlynn. that ball was deflected. Here's Miles. Nice little through ball. He's going to lay it off. Jack McGlynn. U.S. keeps possession here. That was just a rough touch by Mihailovic. Here comes Costa Rica. 2v2. He's going to lay it off. What can the U.S. do? Defensively, they're holding nice shape, I guess. Oh, there you go. And looks like Anelli's just going to boot this one out. Not bad. Not bad defensively there. U.S. didn't lose their head. They held their shape nicely there. Costa Rica came up with zeros there. Snake eyes. Tim Ream again. Ream's been nice. Say what you will, man. Timmy has been doing his job. The more he continues to do it, the more I can see him in that 2026 World Cup squad. 39-year-old. Oh, nice move. Nice move. As here they come up the red side. Here's Mihailovic. Oh, here's White. Oh, he just missed an opportunity. Oh man. As that ball made its way into the box. That was a good through right there by Caden Clark. As Jones was pushing up, Mihailovic hit White. And he was all alone. Oh, and he did a good job of getting the goalie to move the opposite direction. And then just pushed it wide left. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. That should have been 2-0. Oh, missed opportunity right there for the U.S. Possession-wise, they're doing their job, man. They're keeping possession. Here's Clark. Actually, Veselev. Sorry about that. Here's Miles Robinson. Tried to push it out to Veselev outright. Didn't work out. Here's Mihailovic. That's a nice little ball in. Here comes McGlynn. Ball in. Wow, what was up with that? That was a floater. Actually, it was Caden Clark. That was an ugly ball in. That was terrible. Now Costa Rica will play it from the goal kick. That was terrible. That was really terrible. I see. McGlynn's playing in the double. Right. No whistle. Oh. My man was tackled. You're gonna try to play one in. Good deflection right there. There's another deflection. Oh boy. Oh, that ball pinballed, landed at the foot of Cruz, who had an open look at Zach Steffen, who came up money with that save. Second save of the night. As the ball gets deflected and it pins to Cruz, who puts one on, and Zach Steffen with a solid right hand as that ball goes. Wow, what a save, man. It was looking like it was going to be 1-1 right there. Instead, it's a corner kick now for Costa Rica. Looks like they're going to play this one short. Nope. That goes in. U.S. recovers. And there's a whistle. Mihailovic came to try to get a touch on that. And in the process gets thrown to the ground. So finally the U.S. gets a whistle, and it'll be a free kick for the U.S. What a tremendous save there by Zach Steffen. Wow. As they'll play this one back to Steffen. Out to Miles Robinson. Here comes the press. Nice little drop off right there. Vesela finds McGlynn. And now Robinson will play this forward. Oh, nice little touch right there by White. Here's Mihailovic. Caden Clark. And that ball was just too far through. Man. Yeah, Mihailovic put too much pace on that ball. And, Clark couldn't catch up with it. As the U.S. is searching for their second goal, that was a nice opportunity right there. Certainly a different dynamic here in the second half. The U.S. men's national team looked far more sound in their tactics in the first, and in this half. Granted, the press is still good. Like that hasn't changed. The tenacity, the intensity hasn't changed. It's like the finer things of attacking and moving forward. It's just a little bit different. Diego Luna came off, replaced by Mihailovic, and he just doesn't have the touch. As that's a throw in. It's nice. Here's Anelli. And that will be tapped out there by Costa Rica, so it'll be a throw in. Miles Robinson. Here comes Shaq Moore. And Miles Robinson will come off. Yeah, this is smart. Yeah, they actually need a right back there. Except, it's Shaq Moore. So, no disrespect, but, Shaq is more defensive-minded. Vesela, he's going to switch. Here's Anelli. He's going to play it back to Tim Ream. This will move in. Here's McGlynn. Here's Shaq Moore. He's got room. Lays it off for Vesela. Here's White. In space. Oh, good idea right there. There just was nobody home. Here's Mihailovic. Back to McGlynn. He's going to come in. Vesela. Ooh, as Shaq Moore was making a run. That ball was just a little too hard there as it goes out for a goal kick. But that was a good run right there, man. Just a little too much pace on it by Vasilev as Shaq Moore was coming around the corner there. They're trying to be brave with their attack. It's just that fine little touch that they need. Nice ball. Here's Mihailovic. As he's going to play it into White. He's tried to turn. There's nobody there. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a whistle right there. As Vasilev was trying to catch up, looks like he clipped his feet. No card or anything like that, but it'll be a Costa Rica free kick right here. U.S. We're in the 60th minute. U.S. is clinging to a 1-0 lead. They're searching for number 2. Make no mistake. I thought we would have seen it by now, but they're clinging. Defensively, they're sound. Like, I don't necessarily see Puerto Rico scoring the equalizer here. Good press. Here's Shaq Moore, the header. Here comes Puerto Rico. They're in the mid. They're going to try to press forward out wide right. Nice little ball into the central area. Outright. Nice move in. As the U.S. are having trouble getting possession back. Oh boy, here we go. Along the touch. Ooh. Oh, and it will be U.S. ball. Nice attack there as Quiros came in. Nice little layoff. He beat Tim Ream as he came in and put one on through the legs. Wow. I can't believe that reached Zach Steffen. Puerto Rico, man. Costa Rica. Puerto Rico. Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Why do I keep saying Puerto Rico? Costa Rica. Here comes the U.S. in attack. There's the switch out to Tim Ream. How are the U.S. going to attack this? And the press, yeah, dude, their press is good. Here comes Shaq Moore now. Why would you do that? Why would you stop and pass it back to Walker Zimmerman, who's just going to... Good Lord, man. And in these formations, it ends up being a back for the U.S. Nice little run there in the midfield, but the ball's going to get out. As Mihailovic now is down on the ground. He's holding his shin like he's acting like he got shot. There's a yellow card. Who's it going to be? Yeah, dude, you already got the card out, man. Just get up. There you go. You've already sold it, man. And it wasn't even that big of a challenge, man. That's the crazy thing, man. So Ferron is going to take the yellow there. And by the way, it's like he didn't come in spikes up feet first, man. It was just press as the forward momentum put Mihailovic on the ground. And Ream's gonna play it back to Zach Steffen. Here's Shaq Moore on the right. He's got to play it back to Steffen, who's gonna boot this one forward. Oh, nice touch right there by White. This hold-up play hasn't been bad, man. Has not been bad. But here's Costa Rica now, trying to play this in. Nice shot on goal, but right there. As we have Yeshua, who's saying, "Don't worry, Ari Afrain." And we have, he's African. All right, that's cool. Here come the U.S. Here's Mihailovic. Here's Glenn. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's a whistle. And the U.S. will have a free kick in a dangerous area. This is what you want. As Yeshua comes in with I'm Jew, I'm a Jew. I'm not a Jew. I don't even know, man. But thanks for being here. Oh, African. Okay, cool. Thanks for being in here. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. All right. So, U.S. free kick. Mihailovic and McGlynn are standing over this one. Looks like it's probably going to be McGlynn. We'll see. His left foot is no joke. Can the U.S. capitalize on this free kick in a dangerous area? We shall see. I would assume it's going to be McGlynn. There's that ball in right to the first defender. Not exactly the greatest free kick. Yikes. And there's a turnover. That ball's going to get out, so it's a U.S. throw in here. 67th minute. Here's Mihailovic. Ball in. Ooh, nice save. I don't think that necessarily was a shot on goal, as it was, as it was like a weak cross in that just made its way. And it looks like Max Arfsten is going to come in for the U.S. at the next stoppage. Here's nice. Oh, here we go. Here's White. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. I think that's going to be a penalty on Perron. The yellow card comes. Oh, it's gonna be on McGlynn. Oh no, that was the turnover. White put one in. How was that yellow on McGlynn? It looked like Cruz got all of them. What? All right, so coming in now is going to be Max Arfsten. As Costa Rica is going to make changes as well too. Looks like Rojas is coming in, or Hernandez is coming in for Rojas. And it looks like Vasilev is coming out for Arfsten. As the U.S. is still searching for number 2. I like this change, by the way. Good game by Vasilev, man. He played well. I thought he played better in the first half than he did in the second half. It looks like Costa Rica has gotten a little stronger as this game has progressed. They haven't been able to cash in because the U.S. defense has been actually their strong suit tonight. Their pressing has been good. That ball is going to get played back to Alvarado. As White's going to continue to make that press. Here's Caden Clark playing up. There's the turnover. Nice ball by Jack McGlynn. Zach Stebbins going to boot one in. Shaq Moore. Nice little touch right there by Clark to keep possession. McGlynn's going to play it back to Steffen. And here comes the Costa Rica press again. Zach Steffen's been good, man. He's been good tonight. He's not fazed by the press. Here comes Jones. Getting harassed down. That ball's going to tip out, and it looks like it's going to be a U.S. throw, and we're in the 70th minute. U.S. men's national team leading 1-0. Here's Anelli. Slide pass to McGlynn, who's going to play this forward to Shaq Moore. There's a ball in. Kicked out. Saved. Oh. There's a scrum down there by the corner. What's the call? It's going to be a little whistle on Caden Clark right there. As we have another change here for Costa Rica. Pochettino's up now on the side. Hands in the air, wondering what's going on. Looks like Campos is coming in for Perez. Costa Rica's fishing. Can they get the goal to equalize? There's the ball forward by Alvarado's. And it looks like U.S. is going to, swipe that? No, there's a whistle. Yellow card is out. And it looks like it's on Mihelic. Oh, yeah, spikes were up. Looks like he caught Campos on the knee right there. Or Braun, excuse me. So there's the yellow on Matko Mihelic. The U.S. press has been good, man. Except there's the whistle on Walker Zimmerman as he came forward to try to harass. Walker's been nice tonight too, man. That dumb man bun in his little rubber band that he wears. He's been rocking that style for a while. There's a nice little switch to the right side by Costa Rica. Good press by the U.S. Not giving any room. There's a turnover. Here's Shaq Moore. Oh, no whistle. He got thrown down in the back. Play on, the ref says. There's a ball in. Saved before going out. Costa Rica resumes. Oh, there you go. Mihelic steals the ball, plays it forward. Yeah, there's a whistle. Quiros. It's like Quiros held Arston pretty well right there. Trying to push forward. They understand what's going on here. As we have another change. White comes off, and here comes Agin Yang. Good game by White. He's got the lone goal. So I guess you can say the new youngster, Agin Yang, will check in for the United States at the striker position. He's been nice, man. Agin Yang, I think, got the goal in the first one. Agyemang. I don't understand why Shaq Moore's playing it back. He has Akers in front of him. There you go. Play it forward. Although that was a bad pass. Here's McGlynn. Oh, nice. Here comes Costa Rica on the break. Oh. Here comes Tim Ream. Nice way to cover. McGlynn. Turnover. Deep. Here comes Costa Rica. Here's the ball in. Blocked. Nice job by Jones. Here's Mihelic. And he gets it stripped. Here's the shot, and that sails wide over the bar. Here comes the pressure a little bit. I'm kind of liking this, man. 75th minute, 15 minutes plus stoppage time. Can the U.S. hang on? Can they get their second? Will Costa Rica equalize? We'll see. This has turned into quite the entertaining match. The U.S. contingent are banging their drums. Looks like it's what, American Outlaws? Yeah, maybe. It's a nice little ball into Aubameyang, but that goes up, and for some reason, Mauricio Pochettino is going up the tunnel. Turnover. Here's McGlynn. Nice ball in. A little too far, though. Here's Arston. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Arston. That was ugly. That was ugly. Loses possession. Oh! There's the goal, and it's Caden Clark. Unbelievable goal. And the U.S. get their second late in the 77th minute. As Arston loses possession, but he works. As Anelli, who took the ball, Clark right there, as that ball was swiped by Anelli, and he comes around and puts one on. And there was Clark at the top of the 18-yard box. What a beautiful finish. 2-0 U.S. What a beautiful finish right there by Clark. That was a beautiful finish right there. So the U.S. do get their second in the 78th minute, as it's Clark. By the way, it all starts with the hustle play from Manelli right there. You know, after Arston loses possession deep, it was Anelli who comes up and makes the play, strips the ball, goes forward and puts one in. Not exactly the greatest cross, but right there at the top of the 18 was Clark, who put a beautiful shot on net. It was a good finish, top corner, and that pretty much seals it right here. As we're in the 78th minute now, U.S. leading 2-0. Unbelievable, man. This is what, as far as I'm concerned, there were two very good performances tonight that warrant future call-ins, and we're going to talk about it as soon as the final whistle goes. This is what January camp is all about, man. Non-FIFA window. Oh, nice play right there by Shaq Moore. And Clark loses possession right there. Good opportunity right there. Potentially for a third, and Clark just throws it away. Good pressure right there by the U.S. That ball ping-pongs. Here's Aubameyang. Yep, that ball gets taken away. Nice play by Walker Zimmerman. Here's Anelli. Ball through. Arston. 1v1. McGlynn lays it off. Mihalovic, here's Shaq Moore. Nice little ball in. Mihalovic. I don't know what that was. I think that might have been a bad shot, bad cross, whatever. Here's an ollie. McGlynn plays it forward. Here's Clark. There you go, son. Nice ball. Oh, nice. Oh, good D. A little give and go with Aubameyang right there. Good D to get that ball out. Bonyelos made a nice little diving save right there. Yeah, I think, but yeah, it had to have been across. Costa Rica with possession. That ball's going to get out. That's a U.S. throw-in. So the pressure, Aguiamang. So the U.S. pressure results with a throw-in here. Nice little turn from Aubameyang. As here we go. We got a little comment from Nate Holloway. Love the show. Keep going. Thanks, man. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Yep, 2-0. Yeah, listen, man. I like the tenacity, man. Love it. They've certainly put in their work tonight. They've done well. Now, certainly these guys, most of these guys probably won't see 2026, but here's Mihailovic. Lays it off to Aubameyang couldn't have that. Had a heavy touch right there. Oh wow. There's a whistle on Zimmerman. As the ball pinged back to the defense, Zimmerman made a challenge right there. That whistle came out quick. So Costa Rica is going to take possession again, as Mauricio Pochettino is back on the sidelines for the U.S. Last we saw him, he was racing up the tunnel. Maybe he had to take a leak or something. Hey man, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh, nice little play by an Ollie. Damn, that dude's everywhere. All right, so we are in now the 82nd minute as we're getting close to the full 90. U.S. leads 2-0. And here's Costa Rica trying to put one in. And that cross was right at Zach Steffen. And that takes care of that. So clearly for me, there were two players that stood out in this one. I mean, I'm going to give flowers to a lot of guys post-show, but there are two most certainly that I'm going to give the most flowers to. Because I thought this was a good U.S. performance tonight. And I've been saying this for a year. Like, when it comes to friendly windows or non-FIFA windows, I would rather see MLS players because of these type of performances, right? Because you're going to get players who are not going to take this for granted, who are going to take it serious, who are going to play hard, versus European window players who probably just don't want to be there. Nice ball through. Here's Mihailovic. Plays it in. And that ball was way too deep for Aguiamang. Also, who didn't really put in a lot of pace on that run right there. That's the thing. It's like when it comes to FIFA windows, and when you're trying to bring in your best players, especially when they don't want to be there because of their work rate, their workload already at the club level, especially those that are playing in the Champions League, coming back to play New Zealand and Canada, they're generally not going to be happy having to come back to the States only to take a 14-hour flight back over to Europe, right? So I understand that's not necessarily the resentment, but the desire of just wanting to stay there. But of course, national team coach, they look at it as another opportunity. But that being said, though, it's a balance, right? So if you have for instance, we'll just use Christian Pulisic as here we go. Looks like it's Aubameyang making a run forward. Good D right there. He was trying to go 2v1, but gets stripped. Yeah, like when you have a guy like Christian who is getting regular minutes as a starter with AC Milan. So you have the Italia Cup, Champions League, plus normal Serie A, Serie A football. Especially for a team like AC Milan that's playing, 3 times a week. To then have to, come to the United States to play 2 friendlies. Chances are pretty good. As much as Christian likes wearing the badge, you can understand when the hustle isn't at 100% because he's not really taking it seriously because it's a friendly. I would much rather see, domestic pool players come and play those matches, right? Because not only are you going to get good efforts and training in the match, but that being said, you can then save your first teamers for matches that actually matter, Nations League, Gold Cup, that type of scenario, or big time friendlies, those type of matches. And you get an opportunity to see some players that you otherwise wouldn't. Obviously, this is what we're getting right now in January camp. And you just give more opportunities. And especially with domestic players that don't have necessarily the workload in the early part of the season. Here comes Anali. Dude, he's everywhere, man. And I think that's that balance, man. Like I want to see, like whenever I see U.S. players wearing the badge, I want to see the best performances I possibly can because it's an honor. When I think of the national team, I think it's an honor. And that former national teams of the past, even in friendlies, especially versus Mexico, there's a ball through. Good defense by Costa Rica. In National League teams of the past, you saw that effort, man. You saw that fight. You saw that spirit. There was something more to wearing the wearing the U.S. badge. Even if you were a big name player when you came in, there was an expectation. There was just a level of play that was expected of you. With this first team, it feels like it's different. It feels like they only get up for big games, and everything else just seems like a waste of time for them. And in that sense, I would rather see MLS players. I would rather see this team lose, giving Pochettino a full 90, than seeing a 1-1 draw, and our first teamers, acted like they didn't give a shit about it. So that's just my take on it. We're in the 88th minute now. U.S. still leading 2-0. Costa Rica really hasn't done much with the ball. Not for a lack of effort, but U.S.'s press is just so good. They just have a hard time getting it through the midfield. A lot of passes backwards instead of forwards. But as we're getting closer to the 90, we're in the 89th now as this thing is winding down. Great effort, I thought. Mauricio Pochettino has to be, enthusiastic by this camp because, they essentially got a full month. So as the thing is winding down, here's McLean, who's going to play that over. Here's Anali. That's a ball. Good ball through. Here's Aguiamang. Oh! What a strike! Aguiamang. Good ball through, too. That was a beautiful goal, man. Now it's 3-0. What a sequence of events right there. Good Lord. 3-0 U.S. Aguiamang is going to get one right there in the 90. Starts with McGlynn, plays it over. And this was Jones, who played it forward. It's on to Aguiamang, who just takes a couple steps and just puts one in. What a goal. What a goal by Aguiamang. Gets himself free. And it's just a beautiful left-handed shot. No chance for the goalkeeper right there. I love it, man. I love the determination, man. Put one on and see what happens. That was a great goal right there by Agyemang. I think that's his second goal in 2 games. So a very good January camp for that young man. And all of a sudden now it's 3-0 USA. And I had a feeling this is where this game was going to end up at the end of 90. Much in the same finish of what we saw against Venezuela. And we're now in the 91st minute. So two more minutes left here. That's 3 minutes of extra time. Costa Rica is trying one last opportunity. Good D right there. Zimmerman puts one in. And we'll just recycle at the top. Trying to work it out left. Against Shaq Moore, another ball. Header. There's Zach Steffen. And he's just going to hold on to this one. 92nd minute. One more left. Here's McGlynn playing it forward for Clark. Here's Agyemang. He's going to dump it back to Shaq Moore. Here's Anelli. Here's Jones. And it looks like the U.S. is just going to try to play keep away. Yeah, it makes sense. They know where they're at. 10 seconds remaining. Great performance by the U.S. tonight. And there's the 93rd minute ticks off as they're waiting for the final whistle, and there it is. The U.S. men's national team win tonight 3-0. 2 second-half goals, one from Clark, one from Agyemang. And that's going to do it. So fantastic performance tonight by the U.S. men's national team. And all right, so let's get into the post-game real quick. First and foremost, let me know what your thoughts are on tonight's match. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you want to get into it. And the chat room is open. All right. So there were 2 names that stuck out to me. Now there's 3 actually. That I want to talk about. Now, of course, it's the usual suspects. I thought the back line played well tonight. The center back pairing of Walker Zimmerman and Tim Ream were absolutely phenomenal from start to finish. They held, I think, having that spine was absolutely superb. That back line was fine. I thought Miles Robinson did not play well at all today. And it just seemed like when there was pressure, it seemed like he crumbled on the right side, but on the opposite side, I thought Jones played well at the left back position. I thought he was strong. Didn't get caught out of position. So from the usual suspects, those guys that we usually see, the Walker Zimmerman, Tim Ream, Miles Robinson. Okay, great. I thought Zach Steffen played well tonight as well too. He had 2 very big shots on him, and he made 2 very big saves. He didn't look like he was out of position, but that being said, he wasn't really tested a lot tonight. But you can still take some positives forward, of course, considering the goalkeeper position that we're a lot of fans are worried about. Tonight was a good step forward from that position. Same thing with the center backs. All right, but the 3 names I'm going to talk about tonight before we wrap it up. First one is Anelli. In that double pivot, that dude was everywhere. Not only was he everywhere, but that dude was in. It seemed like he was in every tackle. And that's something that we haven't seen from a CDM. I haven't seen since maybe Copa America versus Bolivia. And it was nice seeing that hustle, right? He was all over the field. Anelli was all over the field. He was involved in every, it seemed like he was involved in every tackle, 1v1. That dude was not afraid, had a nice little engine on him. And that was something that I want to see. Now, it's interesting, though, because obviously when it comes to the first team, Tyler Adams, Johnny Cardoso, Tanner Tessman. Obviously, there's a pecking order. But what this does is it gives you the idea that there is depth there. Now, this is the first time I think we've seen, Anali. What I would like to see is that progression moving forward. So now this gets back to club form. That form has to continue. That tenacity has to continue in order for him to see future U.S. men's national team camp. But that was a beautiful performance, I thought, from Manali. I thought his passing was clean. I thought just his movement, his ability to get all over the field, to be where you needed to be to put out fires, that was absolutely fantastic. That was a good performance from Manali. And now, granted, does that crack the hierarchy of the CDM? No. But what it does is it says to Mauricio Pochettino that you can trust me. If you put me out on the field, I am going to be where I need to be, and I'm going to make plays. And that's exactly what this was. That's what this audition was for. All right, great. Anali was fine. The other name was Diego Luna. He was the best player on the field in the first half. By far, not just in terms of attacking, although we're going to talk about that in just a second. I thought positionally, Diego Luna was absolutely brilliant tonight. He assisted the first goal to White. That weighted pass through was right on the money. His touch is just unbelievable. And then he had another opportunity where the ball ricocheted right to him, and then he just puts a nice touch again to White, who was on the right side of the box, who put one on net. And that easily could have been 2-0. I thought that dude was the engine that made the U.S. go tonight. And now moving forward, as I was mentioning during the match, it's a numbers game when it comes to the roster. Did Diego Luna do enough to get another call in, whether it's the Nations League or the Gold Cup? I don't necessarily know about Nations League, but Gold Cup certainly. Now, as I was mentioning earlier, right? So we have an injury at the attacking midfield position in Malik Tillman. He is going to be out for a while. How long is he going to be out? I don't know, right? But I would assume with the ankle injury, they're going to take as much time as they need to make sure that he's going to be healthy before he steps on the pitch at PSV, which opens the door. A lot of people think that it's going to be Gio Reyna, and it certainly might. But the numbers game comes down to this. At the striker position, okay, we know that Ricardo Pepi and Balogun are going to be there if they're healthy. So the question is Josh Sargent. He is now back from his 8-week hiatus because he had surgery on the groin. He's played in a few games, hasn't gotten a full 90, hasn't made an assist, hasn't scored a goal yet. Okay, fine. Now, you also have striker options when it comes to Haji Wright, who gives you flexibility between striker and out left. So if you want to carry three, you can carry three, but that third is going to give you some flexibility, right? So that opens up another roster spot. Now, also, you have to think about Brendan Aronson. His form has not translated between Leeds and in the national team. So do you want to carry that extra attacker? And if you do want to carry that extra attacker, does that open the door for a dude like Diego Luna? But you also have to think about Paxton Aronson as well, too, who also gives you that flexibility because he's also a central attacker by trade, but he can play out wide, right? Just like his brother. I actually think Paxton's the better of the two Aronson brothers, but I digress. I'll just say this, right? When I saw from this camp, I saw possibilities moving forward, and that's what Mauricio Pochettino wants from this Jan. That was the whole idea of this January camp, is to give them options. Who can I trust from this group? True to Mauricio Pochettino's word, he said that it didn't matter where you were playing as long as you were playing, and that includes Major League Soccer. That's what this January camp is. And when you look at the history of the January camp, there have been countless examples of guys who use this as a springboard to eventually work their way onto a World Cup roster. And this January camp certainly was that as well, too. I think moving forward, Diego has to be considered. And I can see of the three that we're talking about, I think Diego Luna certainly has a very good opportunity to be in that Nations League roster coming up. The third guy was Aubameyang. That was impressive, man. He came onto the pitch, and all of a sudden, the Costa Rica center back pairing had to keep their eye on him, because in 1v1 situations, he was springing free. So you saw a lot of double teams as he was trying to centrally, attack those channels. And on that third goal, he just rolled off the shoulder, and then there was the ball. And then it was like, okay, cool, I got the corner, so I'm just going to take a shot, and he buries it. And that would be his second goal in 2 games. That was an impressive camp for the young striker. And again, striker is a position that does not have a clear-cut number one. Now, does that mean that he's going to be the clear? No, we're not going to get that crazy. But again, just like Anali, it lets Mauricio Pochettino know that he has somebody who can score goals. And I understand the opposition. I get all of that. And I understand what this was all about. But that's exactly what you're looking for in January camp, which is, can you trust him? And the answer is yes. That was a spectacular performance tonight. It's going to be interesting moving forward. Clearly, when it comes to the Nations League, I would like to think that Balogun and Pepe are going to be 1-2. But then that being said, it's like there's going to be a battle for 3. Because again, Josh Sargent's working his way back from the injury. Okay, great. So, he's got to get his form back. He's got to get stretched into a full 90. And then it's an issue about putting the ball in the back of the net. And, the question is, are you going to take him? If that process still hasn't been fleshed out by then, we're still more than a month away. So you let me know, man. Like, is there anybody that you said, okay, damn, that was impressive? Let me know in the chat. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It was fun. Of course, we're going to do these as 2025 rolls around. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and that's going to do it for me. Let me know, man. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the chat, man. It's been fun. I hope you guys have a great night. Take it easy, man. Take it easy.